So, my name is Paden Fairbanks. I work for Cornerstone Real Estate, and just trying to create some content, I guess. I mean, what do you even talk about sometimes? What have I got going on today? We got 4 houses under contract. One of them's a listing. The listing, there ended up being some E.Coli that was in the spring. So we had to go in and they basically had to shock treat it, shove a bunch of chlorine in the tank, and then clear out all the E.Coli, and then I think it was chloroform. So they did that last week. We did a retest on Sunday. The results came back today. There's no E.Coli in it anymore. We just got to have the buyers check on it. Next, we got somebody who was wanting to buy a house down in Salt Lake. We had an inspection today, or an inspection yesterday. Nothing too terribly crazy about the house, though. A couple of the windows are old and have bad seals. The garbage disposal is broken. Double tapped wire on the electrical panel. The shut off for the AC unit's not necessarily meant for exterior. I mean, kind of some of the basic stuff for sure. They ended up making it so that they asked for $2,000 of seller paid concessions. So they're adding $2,000 more to their closing costs so that we wouldn't have to do a big old long process on getting all that stuff fixed. So pretty simple, really easy process in general. Third contract is I'm working with a buyer. He doesn't have any credit. He doesn't have bad or good credit. He just doesn't have any credit. We didn't have a long enough time to be able to create credit for him, so he used some other resources. He basically used his parents to make it so that he qualified to buy the house, and they're using the parents' loan for that. And on top of that, they had to use the FHA loan, which there's some nuanced pieces of it. You got to talk to a lender about that stuff. But the appraisal came back good, getting a pretty decent, good price on it. Been a fairly smooth transaction in general. And the last home that we have under contract is a new build with Visionary Homes. She's just trying to buy a little single level. Actually, it's a 2-level home. It's got a basement, and the basement's going to be unfinished, and then she'll probably have her family go and finish the basement with her so that they're able to live. She ended up choosing that option because we were looking at townhomes, and we could find for $350,000, we were able to find, 1,600 square foot brand new townhomes, but they weren't structured the way that she needed them to be. And on top of that, they didn't have the amount of bedrooms that she needed. And she was able to see that she get a brand new built home with an unfinished basement for $410,000. And she was like, well, why wouldn't I do that? And I said, that's totally up to you. I have no preference on what you do or don't do. So that's where we're at. 4 homes under contract. We've got 3 active listings currently, and they've been interesting for sure. I probably won't talk about the listings at all until everything's said and done, maybe 6 months down the road. But I can tell you right now, one of the hard things about listings is even if they're priced appropriately, there's less buyers on the market. We're seeing more than 10,000 active listings on the market currently, just need a Cabito, but it shows that there's not as many listings that are getting sucked up by the buyers right now, which is evident we have a couple of homes that we feel like are really well priced or priced appropriately. We don't have anybody really, we've got people looking at them, but we don't have anybody submitting offers on them. It's a slower process selling a home right now. This specific moment in time probably isn't as good as other times that you could have had with listing homes. So there you go. That's the basics, ins and outs of a real estate agent and their day when they're a fairly busy one. I sell about 15 to 20 homes a year, basically.